Hello, me again. Welcome to the second episode of Rolling Retros. Different car this time. As you can see, this is the MG TF 115. Today I'm going to be doing an oil service on it. It's not going to be a very long video. Might not be very interesting, but I wanted to get the MG TF on the channel. It's going away for the winter. It's October here, mid-October here in Germany right now, well, like it is in the rest of the world. I don't know why I said that in Germany. So it's not going to be featured a lot over the next 6 months because it has to go away. It's only insured and taxed for 6 months. There's no point when it's a soft top. I do have a hard top with it. Needs refurbishing, but I could use it in the winter. But it's my summer car, it's my fun car. I'll be using the Golf a little bit more in the winter, so you'll see that a bit more on some upcoming videos. But yeah, let's get to it. Hope you enjoy. So today I'm going to be focusing mainly on the back of the car. You might be wondering, why are you going to be focusing on the back of the car while doing an oil change? Well, if you're not familiar with the MG TF or the MGF, engine's in the back. It's in the centre of the car, but to access the oil drain and everything, working at the back of the car. So I'll be jacking up the back of the car a little bit, so I can get under, and yeah. So let's get to it. So there is a small slither of gap here where you've got oil filler, dipstick, coolant reservoir, and something I installed earlier this year, oil catch can. Let me show you. See, as you can see here, this is oil filler, oil catch can. Those are the two I'm mainly going to be working on. One, I only installed the oil catch can this year and haven't driven the car a lot, but I just wanted to see how much oil was being caught in there. This is what I'm going to be using to fill up the oil. Probably can't see it from here, but the top of the engine is here. This is the intake manifold. There is a separate oil filler cap for this at the back. We don't need to open the top of the engine compartment to do an oil change. Really good design. But what I do need to do is remove this, so I can access this a little bit better. What I am going to be doing before I drain the oil is I've got some engine flush. It's a little bit tappy on cold startup. I did an oil flush on it last time, but for those who are familiar with these K-Series Rover engines, as they get older, they do tend to gum up a little bit. So little engine flush just to reduce the tappy, and this is one of the reasons why I actually installed the oil catch can earlier this year. There was a lot of oil coming through the breather hose, and it was clogging up the valve that controls the idle control valve, and yeah, it was causing misfiring and also some hunting idle as well. So since I installed that, it's all disappeared. But seems to be the only one who's done this on a MG TF. Probably not the only one on a K-Series engine, but it's really helped actually. A lot of people asking me and thinking I'm a bit bonkers for doing it, but hey ho. Right, so I'm going to remove this first of all, and then I'm going to empty the engine flush into here. Leave the car running for about 10-15 minutes to let the engine flush go in, and then I'm going to jack the car up and yeah, crack the sump plug and drain the oil out. Okay, again, so in Germany, didn't tend to see these in the UK, but in Germany, on most cars when you have them serviced, it has a little paper paper thing in here. So I did this in October 2024, so a year ago, 171,000 kilometers. It's only on 173 now, so not driven a lot. But yeah, but it needs to be done on a yearly basis, and I'll be using Castrol 10W40, same as I did last year. Okay, loosen that. So while I'm here, I'm going to check the coolant. The reason I'm going to do that is if you're familiar with these K-Series engines, you'll know exactly why. If you're not familiar with these K-Series engines, in the MGF and MGTF, because they had to be configured slightly differently and they were put in the back of the car, it caused some cooling issues. Head gasket failure being one of the biggest issues. So I do a quick check just to make sure that nothing horrible is in there. I'm sure it's fine. At some point next year I am going to do a full coolant flush. This did have a head gasket failure back in 2012, I think, looking at the paperwork. It did have a skim on the head as well, because there was, I think it caused some slight damage. It hasn't overheated since. It's on 173,000 kilometers. However, there is slight oily residue in the header tank. I found this last year. I obviously got worried. Did a test though, a blow-by test, and no issues. So it's, my feeling is it's whatever's left in the system is just floating around. There's no milk on the dipstick. The oil that I drained out of it last year, there was no signs of moisture or coolant in there. Yeah, so next year I'll be doing a full coolant flush, putting some fresh coolant in there. I might even replace this expansion tank as well because it's looking a bit brown. Yeah, but let's get to putting the engine flush in and warming the car up. If you've ever done the oil change yourself before, and you've ever put oil into this oil filler here, it does go right down into the engine, but it's got a tiny little tube that goes from the top here, which is quite a big opening obviously, going all the way down to the engine. So you have to pour the oil very, very slowly. I learnt this the hard way. First time I did the oil change last year, it overflowed, caused a mess. I won't do it again this year. So now I'm just putting the Liqui Moly Proline Motorspülung, which is engine flush. And do I need to shake this? No, I don't think so. Add to motor oil at operating temperature before oil change. I need to get the car to oil temperature first. Good job I read that. Okay, but now you can hear the sweet sound of the K-Series 1.6 litre engine, not the 1.8, 1.6. But listen to this. Not a bad sounding engine, to be honest. Here, let me show you a little bit more. This is the sound of that beautiful 1.6 litre K-Series engine. Smooth as a sewing machine. Okay, so we are now at operating temperature, so I'm going to put the engine flush in here, start the car up again, wait for another 10-15 minutes, and then we can drain the oil. I have already jacked the car up, so once 10-15 minutes are over, we can go straight under and drain the oil. Okay. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes now, so I'm going to turn the car off and we'll get under and take the sump plug out and drain the oil. Right, let's go and drain the oil. Okay, so we're down here now. I've already got the oil drainer here. What we're going to need now is a 15mm socket. Put it on the end of this. Now, I know I didn't tighten this up. I torqued it up to the correct torque, which I will come to in a second. But for now, I'm only worried about emptying it, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Boom. Okay. Right, that was loose, but not too loose. Take these off. Whoa, nice hot oil. And I didn't make too much of a mess, but oh, that is hot. That is very hot. Okay. Whoa. Smells good. Doesn't smell too bad. Doesn't smell like fuel. Smells quite fresh. It's only had 2,000 kilometers on it, so shouldn't have too much. But yep, it's coming out nicely. Just give the sump plug a little bit of a clean, and then I've got a new washer to go on, and we can put that back in. That is coming out of there very nicely, very nicely. I am very happy with that. Okay. Right, put the new washer on. Okay. And then we can wait to put that one back in. I like it when oil's nice and clean. Remember when I did my, well, I did the Golf earlier this year for the first time, and it hadn't been changed for a long time. And I said, oh yeah, it's definitely been changed in a year. Yeah, it's a petrol. If it was a diesel, okay, but it's a petrol. This is still dribbling out. You can hear that. That is good. The next fun part is getting the oil filter off. And I do have my tool again. It should only be tightened hand tight, and I did do that last year. But yeah, sometimes with the movement, the vibration of the engine, they can slightly tighten, which you want rather than the other way. So I've got my tool to help put some pressure on it. I'm sure these are familiar to a lot of you. I prefer these ones, the leather one, than the caps, because obviously where the location of the oil filter is, it's better to get this. You can get right round it, pull that in, pull that tight, and then we'll wait for this. And it's dribbling out a lot. There is 4.5 litres this engine takes, so 2,000 kilometres should definitely be 4.5 litres still in here. Maybe a little bit less. As I know, some of the oil gets past the pistons into the head and into the crankcase, sorry, and goes through the breather pipe into the intake, because I've seen that, so maybe less. But it still looks relatively honey-like. It's not too dark, which is good. I'm hoping the engine flush this time did a better job than the last time. Well, let's see. This is probably the first time I've ever done an oil change and not spilled any. And I'm saying it now without touching wood, because I've got the oil filter halfway off now, and it's slowly dripping out. It doesn't go everywhere. But yeah, looking good. Okay, so oil's finished draining. New filter is in. I'm just looking at the old oil though. Let me show you. Is that the right colour? Is that because I put the engine flush in? I'm not sure. Have a look. It looks like the engine flush maybe have done its job, which is nice. And you know what's also nice? No sparkly bits. Oh yeah. Okay. Now I need to finish tightening up the and torquing the sump plug and the new oil filter, and then I can put the new oil in. Okay, so sump plug's back in, torqued up to 10 Newton meters. The new oil filter is on and hand tightened, so now it's time to add the oil to the system. This car takes 4.5 litres, so I have 3.5 litres in here, and then I have another 5 litre bottle that I'm going to use a litre out of there. So let's do it. I have put a lot of tissue around the top of this, just in case I make the same mistake as last time again. Now once I have put this in, I will then drop the car back on the level. I did the same as last time. This is why I put the tissue there. Probably help a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Just take this out, do some quick clean. And do a proper clean afterwards. Okay, and that's one of the litres of the 3.5 litres now. I'm joking. Just a small spillage. Got to go even slower. Gonna pour this like just trying to watch it a little bit. You don't want to see this though. This is boring, this will take ages. I'll let you know when it's done. This is taking forever. I've still got 1.5 litre left, so I have put in 2 litres and it's taken me about 20 minutes, 10 minutes a litre. I wasn't exaggerating when I said this was the smallest pipe in the world that I've ever seen. It's the slowest I've ever changed oil, or added oil I should say. Emptying the oil quick, no problem, but still see it in there. I'm trying to work out in my head whether, you know, what the flow rate is through the tube and trying to match that, so it should, you know, should be constant, but no. I have to keep stopping. Anyway, I'll come back when we're done. Okay, so oil is now in. I've just turned the MG on to let the oil circulate a little bit before I measure it again, just to make sure that there is enough in there. What I will do, and I do this with all my cars, older cars now, and I say all of them, both of them, is once I put new oil in, I also add some engine oil additive. This one is a man oil. It's anti-friction engine oil additive. So once it's warmed up, when I've checked the oil level and we're all okay, and we're all happy, then I will add this to the engine. We'll give it another 10-15 minutes, get it up to temperature. I'll check it, and then if all's good, all's good. I'll tell you what I am going to do though, is just check to make sure that the sump plug and the oil filter are not leaking. Okay, so luckily it's not leaking, which is good. So what I can do now is drop the car on the ground while it's warming up, and then I can top up the oil if needed, and then yeah, we want to get the car back down on a even surface while it circulates and everything. So be back soon. Okay, now it's up to temperature. Check the oil level. If all's okay, I will then add the additive, and then once that's good, then we go for a test drive. Okay, just need to give it a bit of time to settle, because it looks way overfilled, but I only put the right amount of oil in, so we'll just give it a second to settle a bit more and then check it again. Okay, looks like we are good. So I can add the oil additive in now, and then we go for a test drive. Wow, that is gloopy. It looks like syrup. Is it supposed to look like that? I never know these things. I just put it in my car, and if it blows up the engine, it blows up the engine, doesn't it? Not much I can do about it. I'm not a fan of the consistency though, but didn't say I need to shake it or warm it up or anything, so well, it's happily going in. Oh, it looks like syrup. Sugar syrup. That is strange. Now, when I said before that I overfilled it last time, I tried not to this time, and then you saw that I did. Yeah, I did that a few times, and that oil change took not the oil change, the putting the new oil in took so long, too long. I had to really clean down there, because right below where the oil pipes go and where this oil ended up is the air intake. It goes directly to the air filter. don't fancy that being clogged up with oil, starving the engine of air. Well, this is going in a lot nicer than the other stuff. I wonder what this is like though. This is very thick. I usually use liquid moly for additive, which I did put in the Golf when I did the service earlier this year, but I wanted to try something else because of the tappy noises this engine was making on cold startup, so we will see. Let me put the last bit in here now. It's a very strange consistency. I hope it doesn't do anything it shouldn't to the engine, but I doubt it. Okay, well, that's just the last little bit in there. Okay, good. Right, let the last of that drain through. And then we're ready to test drive. Right, so we're going to go on the test drive. It's getting dark now, so it probably will be dark when we're out there, but yeah, try and keep some light on. Let you guys know how it feels, and yeah, I'll go from there. And thank you for watching this episode, my second episode on doing an oil change on the MGTF. I have a lot of other jobs to do on the Golf. On this next year, the brakes will need doing, so that'll be something for next year. And I need to break a rule. This channel's rolling retros. I did mention in my last video that I may sometimes have to work on my daily driver or my wife's daily driver. Well, my daily driver's decided that both strap mounts and the actual shock absorbers have decided to fail. So yeah, I'll be changing those. We did it on the Golf last video, so is it going to be any different on a 2018 Seat Ateca? Maybe, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, so see you on the test drive, and thanks for watching. So here we are on the test drive after the oil change, and sorry it's a bit dark now. It took a bit longer than I wanted it to, but everything's good, all the oil level was good, so I'm really happy about that. Car feels great, so but it always does for an MGTF. I'm actually taking it to the garage that it's going to be at over the winter, so yeah, very excited about that, and the garage where I usually keep this will be the home for the Golf over the next few months. Yeah, so thanks again for watching this video. I'm really starting to enjoy making these. I'm learning as I go. I've sorted out the microphone issue a little bit, still having some issues there, but yeah, thanks for liking and subscribing if you have, and if you've left a comment, thank you very much. If you've left a comment, a negative comment, you know, absolutely fine. I'll just ignore it. But yeah, but no, thanks for following me on my journey. Catch you in the next one.